see all of you here tonight. I have two amazing guests with me, and we are so excited to share with you what our journeys have looked like with Amare. We've all been here for different amounts of time and different lengths of time. We are so excited for those new people who are here tonight checking us out. We were all there at one point, and we hope to just give you some information tonight that you can munch on a little bit and see if this is something that you would like to bring into your lives. I cannot see the chat box super well with my screen on, so I know Carrie and Jody, if you can see it. I know Anne had said that she was going to go ahead and monitor it for me. If you guys have any questions, we will for sure try to get back to those at the end. But tonight we're going to hopefully take only about 30 minutes of your time to chat with you again about where we have been with Amare before, what we're looking at here, why we're so excited, and how you can join us. So I'm going to go ahead and just introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. My name is Andrea Armstrong. I am a chiropractor. I am a wife, a mom of 3, and I also sit on the advisory board for Amare Global. So I'm so incredibly excited to share with you tonight some of my passion and excitement, and share with you some testimonials of patients of mine, as well as these two lovely ladies that are joining us tonight, Dr. Carrie Brazali and Dr. Jody Sampson, who are going to share with you some of their experiences as well. So here we go. So here at Amare, we believe that mental health is just as important as physical health. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor and drop in the chat box if you grew up learning about physical health. So that's gym class, if you ever heard about eating well, the food pyramid. If you ever heard about anything like that growing up, go ahead and drop physical health in the chat box because we want to hear. I'm seeing a lot of stuff come through. So I think it's a consensus that the majority of us did grow up learning about physical health and how important it is and how to take care of it. But what we find interesting, now I want you to drop mental health in the chat box if you grew up learning about how to take care of and or the importance of mental health. So typically there are a lot less people that are going to respond to that, right? And so what we realize is that almost none of us grew up learning about that, certainly in school, right? We learned about physical education and all of that in school, but not mental health. And what we're really learning is that in order to have true physical health, we really need to take care of our mental health as well. And some of us believe it's actually even more important than physical health because of that. So we want to talk to you tonight about why we think mental health is so important and some things that we can help you through to do in order to help increase your mental health and wellness and increase that physical health as well. So a very short amount of my story is that almost 4 years ago, which is so crazy to me because it seems like yesterday, my middle daughter, who in the picture, she's now 6 and thriving, but she was 2 years old, 2.5, and having some major digestive issues. And I had tried everything. And as a mom and a chiropractor, I felt like I was failing. And somebody introduced me to this new company that she thought was going to help my daughter. And I was incredibly skeptical. But through doing some research and actually putting her on the products, we noticed such significant results with her in such a short period of time, considering the amount of time that we had spent working on some other things, that I knew it was something I really needed to dig, deeper into and maybe provide to my patients. But what was really interesting for me is that when you go looking for products, there are some really phenomenal products on the market, and there are some really not so great products on the market. And what I was looking for from a practitioner perspective, and obviously as a mom perspective too, when we're worried about what we're giving our kids, is what is the science behind it? What are we finding here that, what are the ingredients and what is the formulation and is it really working for people and why is it working and how is it working? So I was sold once we started her on the products and we got the amazing results we did with her. But then it was really important for me to dive into the research. So we looked into the microbiome and started learning about all of that and the gut-brain connection and how all of that worked together. And I was so incredibly blown away, not only by that new information I was finding, but also by what Amare was doing with that. They were taking all of that science and putting it into these products that they were formulating that were second to none, that were actually working for people on a level I had never seen before. And a lot of that is due in part to this amazing human on the screen, Dr. Sean Talbot, who has become such a great friend of mine over the last 4 years. And I'm so grateful for that. Now, we could probably go on for the next 5 minutes about all of his accolades and all of the letters behind his name. But the reality is that he is truly at the top of this whole microbiome game, right? He knows what he is doing, the formulations he has put together. He's been in nutritional product development for over 20 years. He's written many books. He actually authored a new book recently called Mental Fitness. He has been on the Dr. Nandi show, the TED stage, the White House, and on and on and on and on. The one thing I want to talk about, though, is he also served as a nutrition educator for elite level athletes. And I want to bring that up because we were going to talk in a little bit about why some of these products are so good for that mental fitness and mental health perspective. And a lot of it comes from that piece that he had with elite level athletes. So the flagship product that Dr. Sean put together was our fundamentals pack. And for those of us who have been here since the beginning, this really was the one thing that was so amazing to see, a synergistic gut-brain axis product that was neatly packaged into this beautiful packaging that we could use and suggest to our patients, right? That was actually helping people. So in 2018, it did win the Nutra Award for Best New Finished Product, which for people who aren't in the natural product realm, that's kind of like the Oscars and the Emmys and the whatever all put together. It's a very prestigious award, and a direct selling company had never had a product win this award. So it just goes to show the formulation and what a nice job he did in formulating that. So I'm going to actually stay on this slide and I'm going to introduce my first guest. And I have to read what she sent me because I just adore her. So Dr. Jody Sampson, I said to both these lovely ladies, can you just send me a quick bio? So this is the bio she sent me. She is a wife to her smoking hot husband, Dan, of 23 years, a mom to Sydney, Sam, and Lily, who are all 3 in college this year. Jody has been in practice for over 20 years and uses applied kinesiology, lab work, and nutrition extensively in her practice. Now, this bio does not speak enough of Jody. She is a truly amazing human. She is such an asset to what we are doing here. She has been in this field and working with people with nutraceuticals for a very long time. So when she talks about products working well, you have to listen because she knows what she's talking about. So Jody, I'm going to pass it off to you, and we would just love to hear a little bit about what you're noticing in your practice when you brought Amare in.
Thanks, Andrea, for having me. Hi, everyone. I am so honored to be here and just to be able to share with you what I have experienced as a chiropractor personally with Amare. So I will get right into it. Andrea asked me to share about patient testimonials, and I work with a lot of nutraceutical companies. I could name drop a lot, at least a dozen when Amare was introduced to me. So I'm going to start out with my first case study, and this is a 42-year-old male. He just came to me actually last month. And the biggest deal for him, well, there's several actually. He would go to the bathroom, bowel movements 4 to 5 times a day, but never would feel like he would empty completely. He relied heavily on caffeine, 5-hour energies, Diet Mountain Dew. I don't know what it is with men and Diet Mountain Dew, but yeah, lots of Diet Mountain Dew. But I think the biggest thing that really concerned him was the mental piece, the mental acuity, not being able to problem solve, not feeling like he can focus, just recall, simply poor concentration, that kind of thing. And so, 42 years old and you're trying to do your job, and he was struggling. So he comes in, and he loves sugar, of course. He told me he had this big bowl of Skittles on his desk, loves sugar. And also his immune system was very poor, chronic sinus infections. So it's been a month. I actually got to see him again yesterday. I put him on the Amare Fundamentals Pack Plus, so with the heart. And he came in yesterday and he had looked like he was about 10 pounds lighter. His bloat was significantly less around his face and around his middle. And he just looked at me and he's like, Jody, I can recall things. He's like, I feel better. And he's like, I haven't touched that bowl of candy on my desk. So he was super excited just after 1 month of being on the Fundamentals Pack Plus. I did do a few other things, including vitamin D, a D complex with him. But to be able to just have that quick of a turnaround of how he was feeling better is something that, if I'm, honest, I haven't got that good of results that quickly in 20 years. So I don't know, if it's not good, doctor, hopefully that's not it, but, patient compliance a little bit, but yeah, so it was really fun to be able to see him turn around so quickly. Next one, a 63-year-old female. She didn't even come to my office. It was last Christmas and I couldn't find time to get her in. So I just did a phone consultation with her, and she described herself as a dead blob. She couldn't partake in any activities at home. She was a grandma and she couldn't babysit her kids. She used to just teach, and she couldn't substitute anymore. She felt like she just couldn't handle it. And so on the phone, we put her on Amare Fundamentals Pack Plus with the heart. Again, vitamin D and a couple other things. And I saw her probably in 2 months after that. And again, she's like, Jody, I'm not a dead blob anymore. And she was able to take a long-term subbing position at her daughter's school. So she was so ecstatic that she was actually able to live life. Her mental acuity, again, had changed dramatically, and she just felt so much better. I'm going to keep going. I have so many. It was so fun to think about all the people that have helped. To cut me off, Andrea, if you need to.
How about one more?
Okay.
I'm good.
Well, how
Pick
about one?
favorite.
53. There's some more. 53-year-old female. Again, just a phone consult. She didn't even come in, but she's like, Jody, can you help me? Because my lipid markers are so elevated. The doctors want to put me on, a statin and that kind of thing. So we did a reboot. We did the Fundamentals Pack Plus, and we just did her lipid markers. I don't know if you guys can see this, but truly, we did the advanced cardio profile where you don't just measure or calculate LDL, it's actually measured. So it was phenomenal how quickly her results changed. And lastly, sorry, Andrea, it's just the kids part, right? So perfect. I have so many kids stories that I could tell you. The first one that came to mind is a 4-year-old boy, severe constipation issues, couldn't, anger, lots of anger, diaper rash. He was having diapers because he couldn't control his bowel movements. And after a month just on the kids' fundamentals and removing red food dye, different kid. Mom and dad were so happy. I got more, but.
Does anybody else have goosebumps? Like, drop a goosebumps in the chat. I love hearing these stories. Claudia is curious, Jody, what was the product you put on for lipids? Just Fundamentals Pack Plus, right?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes, and we did a reboot. She did, really try to do a Mediterranean type style diet. She was highly motivated. So she did change her diet. She didn't, continue to eat processed food, and because that definitely was her history, just eating lots of processed food.
Sure. Well, Jody, you guys,
Yeah.
this is why I wanted to have her on. Isn't she amazing? And what's so fun is the fact that she has been doing this for so many years. She is a very phenomenal functional medicine practitioner. And so she does the blood work and she does the nutraceuticals. So she was doing this before Amare got introduced. And I'm going to tell you, it took me some time to chat with her to bring her on. But what a blessing for all of her patients that she had an open mind enough to take a look at this. And I truly think it's amazing to hear those results. And again, I mean, I could sit all day, but I think the other thing that's been interesting to Jody, you and I have talked over the years, you feel like we've said when patients would walk into our offices, the other supplements we had could address things fairly well. The mental health piece is something that we didn't feel like we necessarily had the right tools for. And this has absolutely filled that gap.
Absolutely. I could not agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would give someone something for their gut, maybe something for their immune system, but never in that 3-part pack. And so I really, really appreciate it, not only because it is effective, extremely effective, but the simplicity of it too. Take this, and it has really helped my practice a lot as far as helping people get better faster.
And the compliance is up there because of the fact that it's not 18 pills to 3 times a day and
absolutely
trying to manage all that. It's wonderful. So I love it. Thank you, Jody.
Yeah,
I might bring you on in a little bit for something else. So one of the other products that we launched earlier this year is our Edge product. And I wanted to kind of showcase this because I think it really speaks to the innovation that we're looking at from a product perspective, right? So we did so much gut-brain axis. And again, second to none, you hear those stories, you cannot rebuttal the fact that it is truly helping people. When you look at a product like Edge, now is kind of fun because we can start to hit those people who go, I'm not really struggling with anything. By the way, I was one of those people and I was struggling with things. But if you have somebody who truly is kind of at the top of their game and not feeling, this product is amazing for athletes, people who are looking to, increase that physical energy and brain power. And so from an innovation perspective, which is one of the core values of Amare, putting these 3 ingredients of palm fruit, mango leaf, and lychee fruit into this simple drink powder is really helping people with mood, motivation, and metabolism. And what's really exciting for me, again, as a practitioner, and I know these 2 amazing women will agree with me, it is very hard to find such a clean label of a supplement that actually works for people, right? You might find something that works, and then you look at it and you're like, oh man, it's got this in it and that in it and that. Or patients will come to you and say, oh, but I've been using this and I feel amazing. And then you turn the canister around and you're like, nope, we can't do this, right? So to be able to have a caffeine-free, no sugar alternative to helping people with some of these things that most people are kind of struggling with, right? Like who can't be helped with a little mood, motivation, metabolism. It truly has helped so much. And our amazing community of people will speak to that. And I think the amazing results that we saw from people from all 3 of those areas, we decided to put together that Edge with a canister of that Mentibiotics, which is the gut product from the Fundamentals, and then our clean label Energy. And wait, we're coming out with another one in about a week, which is super exciting. But that 3 together is what we put together as a happy juice pack, right? And we just launched this at the end of September, middle of September, and the results people are getting are unbelievable. For those of you who have tried the Happy Juice Pack, I'd love for you to put your results in the chat box to let those people who have not had the chance to try it yet see what we're noticing. Again, it's going to help with your mood and motivation because of the edge in there. It helps with that overall health with your gut brain axis. It helps with that mental performance, and it's really going to provide fuel and motivation. I like clean my house way better when I do this, and it's amazing mental focus. So again, we kind of focused on the fundamentals. I chatted a little bit about Edge and the Happy Juice Pack. We have an amazing line of products. I don't know how many there are now, 20 some of them are truly formulated so well. Again, so, synergistically work with all of the other ones. And just like Jody said, have shown us results with our patients that we have never seen before. And we are so excited for that. And whether somebody is truly struggling or feeling or feeling at the top of their game, they can get some sort of improvement taking these products. Aside from it working so amazingly well for my daughter and me totally understanding the science and believing in it and looking at the clinical studies, one of the other things that was incredibly impressive to me was the fact that the company has a 100% satisfaction guarantee. I think, again, these ladies can attest to the fact that in the past, if the supplements that I would have in my clinic, if somebody would purchase them from me, I was not able to take them back and give them their money back if it was something that was not working for them. Here at Amare, we want people to evaluate the products and be able to do so risk-free. We understand that the most expensive supplement is one that sits in your cabinet because it didn't work for you, and don't want that to stand in your way from giving this a try. So all we ask is for you to give these a good amount of a time to work. And if you truly do not believe that they are performing the function that you took them for, you can send them back and get your money back for free. And it's not a 30-day money back guarantee or a 60-day. It is up to a full year. And what I love about that is I think it truly speaks to the integrity of the company in the regards of they want people to feel better. This isn't just about selling a product and hoping that somebody doesn't realize that it's not working for them within 30 days. And you're like, oh, shoot, you missed your return window, right? We are truly trying to help people heal. And through that, we know it takes time. And we know that every product isn't going to work for everybody, right? So I just love this here. And like I said, truly speaks to the integrity of the company. And as a practitioner, allowed me to feel confident when I was suggesting it to my patients that it was something that I could do so without any risk as well. So I am so hopeful that you are a little bit more understanding of what the product line looks like, and some of the things that we've been able to help our patients with. And I would love for you to drop in the chat if you came to hear about what this could do for you financially. So drop a financial in the chat box if the person who invited you here said, maybe this is a business opportunity for you. So now I'm going to start having a little bit more of a conversation around what this has looked like for me implementing it into my practice and the other, two ladies here as well. And what it has done for me and my family and what it could potentially do for you. So here at Amare, we truly believe that money in the hands of good people can do great things. We believe it is so incredibly important to help other people, but until we can help ourselves and put ourselves into a state of abundance, we are not able to help other people in the state that we would like to. One of the other core values of the company is service. And I could go on and on about all of the things that I'm excited about here, but this is truly one of the main ones that I am. We believe that serving other people is incredibly important. And the two ladies that are here with me today, sitting in front of you as healthcare practitioners, are some of the greatest servant hearts I have ever met. And I truly believe that that is why this company also spoke to them, as well as the products working like they did. I believe that the core values of the company being love and service and humility and innovation, I do believe that that was something that also drew them to take a closer look at what we're doing here. And so from a service perspective, everywhere we go, we want to leave it better than when we got there. So when we go on incentive trips, like some of the company is going in a week to Cabo. We've been to Costa Rica. When we go to California and meet for our conventions every year, we do what we can to do service. So whether it's helping to paint classrooms and schools in Costa Rica, to building bikes for children in Mexico to get to school, to helping give back to veterans, which is something that is near and dear to my heart. I just love that this is a huge part of what we are doing here. So you might ask, why would I want to get involved with something like this, right? The last 19 months have put us into a situation of understanding the importance of mental wellness more than ever before, right? From isolation to mental health issues in kids to worrying about sicknesses, and all of that has truly put us in a state where people need what we have more than ever. If you agree with me, put a 1 in the comments. There is not a greater time than now than I see daily on the news, in my feed on Facebook. People are struggling and people are looking for options to help. And we have those, right? Mental wellness is projected to be $1 trillion business between self-improvement, brain boosting nutraceuticals, which is what we're doing here at Amare, meditation and mindfulness, sleep, all of that comes together into a large industry, right? And we are at the forefront of that. And we are so excited to bring this to families that are truly looking for other options to their health and to their mental wellness. And so I would love to bring on my dear friend, Carrie Brazali. We actually have known each other for a long time. I'm not even going to put years on it because then we'll have to admit how old we are. But Carrie is also a doctor of chiropractic. She is a wife, a mom of 4. She has been practicing for 14 years and is also a mental wellness advocate. She loves showing up with a passion to live a purpose-driven life while serving and guiding others along the way. And it is my honor to be able to bring her here. And Carrie, I kind of want to just let it be up to you. I would love to hear your insight into what this business has done for you and how implementing it into your practice has gone. But if you'd like to give us some patient testimonials as well, you may.
Well, thank you for that warm introduction, Andrea. You have a special place in my heart. Thank you all for being here. Amare is something that has changed my life in more than one ways. Let me just share with you just my story a little bit. As Andrea said, I'm a mom of 4. I didn't realize that I suffered from postpartum, and it really took like the life out of me. And Andrea actually approached me as a friend, saying in a loving way, like, you're messed up and you need help. And I was like, oh, I love you. No, I don't need help. I've got this. But I really did. And I approached Amare with, hey, if this can help me, how can I in turn help others with this? And Amare changed my life. It was the stepping stone to allowing me to regain my ability to function and to function ultimately, and to show up the best version of myself. And so I've had the absolute pleasure of being able to try multiple different products, but I started with our foundational product, the Fundamentals, and that's where change started to happen. I then brought that into my practice because I couldn't believe how amazing I was feeling. And I have a small practice, but I feel that my practice goes beyond my doors, and I have brought this to my friends and family, and the lives that have been changed by introducing Amare to them is just, it makes my heart just pound a little bit harder. Amare is a blessing to so many people, and I am just on a mission to bring this to the world, really. And I know that I can't do this on my own. And for this reason, as a chiropractor, we have this ability to really speak truth into the lives of others, not only by what we do on addressing their spinal complaints, but I get to have the honor of being able to be involved in the lives of my patients, right? So it goes beyond just a body here in the office to really getting to know how they live day in and day out. And so I treat my patients as an extension of my family. And with that, they give me permission to actually speak truth and insight and share my knowledge base with them. And so I find that this business opportunity gives me the option to share that with others. And at Amare, they offer such an easy implementation from a healthcare perspective, right? Bringing it into your office, but also if you're not a healthcare provider, of being an individual that just sees what our mission is, and allowing you through simple systems that are reproducible. Trust me, they're reproducible because I am not tech savvy by any means. And those of you that know me, I push the green on everything. And these systems are one that our team comes alongside and really walks you through. And so the extra stream of income that Amare has offered myself and my family allows me to really share what I want to do with others. And what I mean by that is just being able to show up in a space that I don't have to worry about money because I have some extra income coming in, but I can actually really be in the space doing what God created me to do. And it's just really an awesome opportunity. Amare has amazing tools at our disposal to just be able to really bring this into your life and to share it with others pretty easily. Andrea, I don't know what else you would like me to touch on. I'm kind of going off here, but this is
yeah, it's wonderful. That's exactly what I think we needed to hear, right? And you spoke my next slide. So thank you for doing the work for me. It's just, I would agree with Carrie, having been a chiropractor when I was introduced to this, it was nothing I had ever done before or wanted to ever do, quite honestly. And over the last 4 years, not only have I had the ability to help so many more people than just those that are walking through my doors, right? We heard Jody talk earlier about doing phone consults and being able to help people. And that is one thing that I think is such a blessing. I love what I did as a chiropractor, and I'm going to get to that in a second, being hands-on and being part of people's lives. But there also came a time, honestly, during the beginning of COVID, when I realized that there's a possibility that people can't come through my doors all the time, right? And what if I had something that I could still help people with when my doors weren't open and when I couldn't physically get my hands on them? And I truly believe that this was an answer to that, because it allows me to extend my reach. And it's not just the people that I can get my hands on. I can help people across the country and eventually across the world with something that I think is so incredibly important. And what Amare has done for me has allowed me to leave my practice. We decided to pack up all of our stuff and move from Wisconsin down to South Carolina about a year ago. And I'm not saying I'm not going to practice again in the future, but this has allowed me to deal with that transition. I have 3 little ones, like I said before, help them get acclimated and stay at home and enjoy those years with them while I can, and not have to be out of the house in a clinic setting right now. And not only has, again, it fulfilled me in being able to help people, but financially I'm making more doing this than I was as a chiropractor outside of the home. So it has just been a true blessing to be able to touch people's lives in a different way and still provide for my family and be able to be a large part of my kids' lives like I always looked like I wanted to be. So we are a little bit past our time, but if this is information that it resonated with you, you're excited about. I remember when I first heard about this and I felt like I couldn't sleep because I was so excited about the potential and possibility. We want to encourage you to get back to the person who invited you to this call today and let them know that you want to look a little bit more into it. We, again, feel like we have a large amount of people that we can help here because, again, what we have experienced in the last 19 months have put us in a situation where people need help with this more than ever. And we would love for you to join us on this mission to touch as many families' lives as we can. And so I just want to very quickly go over some of the ways, if this business sounds like something you would like to do, I want to just let you know that there's a couple of different ways that you can get started. Again, this is something to bring back to the person who invited you and have a conversation. You can talk through what would be the best place for you to start. The first pack we have is our starter pack. It comes with that Amare fundamentals pack, which is kind of that foundational gut-brain axis support, as well as 2 packages of Edge. The entrepreneur pack is kind of the middle road at $499, and it comes with a lot more products to try. Again, we talk about how synergistically these products work together. So over the years, I have definitely tried every single product we had, figured out which ones work for me. And so it's kind of a great place to be able to start and try a bunch of different things, especially if you are a practitioner looking to bring it into a practice so you can kind of see ingredients and what that looks like for your clients. I know Jody also is an AK practitioner. So for her to physically have the products and do muscle testing on her patients, we're going to have to bring her back to have a conversation about that, because that is amazing as well. But that was really helpful for her to actually test and to see what people would benefit from taking. And the third way to get involved is the entrepreneur pack. And that is getting the whole kit and caboodle. And that is, joining us here and really trying out every product, having the ability to try them, gift them to other people, see what they think. It is a complete tax write-off for those of you who are interested in growing a business. So those are, I'm going to go ahead and stop it's not letting me. I'm not going to stop my share. So those are the options. Ladies, did either of you have any insight or anything you wanted to add before we let everybody go tonight?
I guess just quickly as a chiropractor, 2 things, 3. Inventory is a lot less. With doing a lot with nutrition in my practice, I've been able to reduce my inventory significantly using Amare so people can order online. People do like to order online. Secondly, it's super fun, right? Doing things like this, getting to know these ladies, it is so fun. And it is just a blessing to be able to promote health with people with things that are truly helpful. And this company is it has a servant's heart, which absolutely speaks to me. And lastly, just a better doc, right? You feel better doing Happy Juice. You feel better, you think better using these products, which, as a chiropractor, as a human, we can always use more of.
Thank you, Jody.
Yes.
Isn't she just a gem? I'm so grateful you guys could both join me tonight. And thank you so much to everybody. I know we went a little bit over, but I hope it was informative for you and I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much again for taking some time, and please reach out to the person again who invited you to this tonight or shared the link with you if you're watching the replay. Get back with them and ask questions and dive into what this could potentially be for you. I think all three of us would say that this has been truly life-changing, and we just want to offer that same gift to each and every one of you that are listening. So have an amazing